It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and Hannah, Greg, and I are up in Northern California having a little R&R at our ranch, and we're here at Mountain Crest Gardens to do a little potting demo for you. Now, I know that I'm always preaching about it doesn't matter what kind of soil you use, get what's on sale, blah, 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 and I've matured, and I've come to learn that it does matter. It does matter. It particularly matters with collectibles. As I've kind of grown and started becoming more of a collector and taking a special interest in plants that are a little unique, rare, and unusual, and I'm trying to grow them in pots, I've made some mistakes and I've had some failures, and it's not been easy. And it's given me a new respect for those of you in particular that are trying to grow plants in harsh climates. So this is all going through my head, right? My inbox on my Instagram, I get this really sweet message from a guy named Paul from a company called Spike and Bloom. And he had me at the package of this is soil that he has perfected specifically for growing succulents. And, you know, I did a little deep dive and I looked into it and I read reviews and I, checked out his Instagram and his website and whatnot. And he's really, this is the real deal. He has come up with a blend with the help of soil scientists to really protect and nourish our precious plants. So how about this, guys? How about we do a potting demo together, right? I'm gonna use this. I have never used the soil before. It's new to me. It's beautiful stuff. You feel like you don't even really need top dressing. Can you believe I just said that? I can't. It smells totally neutral. So yeah, the idea is that succulents, particularly in pots and in harsher environments, tend to rot, right? So this soil is specifically designed to keep that from happening. And
you can look at his Instagram.
Yeah, check out Paul at Spike and Bloom on Instagram, and you can learn a lot more about, the history behind his blend. Mountain Crest Gardens is the largest grower of cold hardy cactus and succulents in the world, so what better place to do a cold hardy potting demo. Now, with this particular blend of soil, as with any other type of soil, you want to pack it down a bit, right? Get out all those air bubbles. Get it down in there in your pot. Then, even with the cold hardies, which are plants that will survive temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit for an extended period of time, you still want to be mindful of proper potting practices. So this is a little sedum autumn joy, which is going to be my thriller in this pot. And we have some really cute.
It's Oro Minuta.
Oh, this little guy? This little guy's called Oro Minuta, and it is apparently rather rare. It is extremely interesting and compact. It looks almost like a mini sempervivum. It's really stinking cute. Now, Mountain Crest Gardens caters only to mail order. You can't come in here and buy plants, but you can absolutely check out their website, and they have a tremendous selection of both cold hardy and soft for you to choose from. So particularly if you are not in the land of milk and honey, if you're gardening in an area that's not particularly conducive to growing succulents, mail order can be the way to go. And Mountain Crest has got a really, really good reputation for shipping out very, very healthy plants. Look at that tiny little plug. How cute that is. This is a little sedum. And I'm popping this in here for some really fun color. It's so fun to know that I can put this plant outside in the snow, or when temperatures drop below freezing at night. You ever do that? You go to bed, it was like 75 degrees during the day, and you sit straight up. Oh my God, it's going to get below freezing today, and you have to go out in the dark with a flashlight and pull in all of your potted plants. Don't got to do that with cold hardies.
Do cold hardies run large or kind of smaller?
You know, another thing too about the little cold hardies, I keep referring to them as little cold hardies because these plants tend to be a little more diminutive in size. You know, most of them don't get really, really big like our specimen landscape succulents do in San Diego. So they're really, really great for container gardening. And if you are going to specialize yourself in growing container plants, then you want to work with a really good soil. So for all the times I said very cavalierly that that wasn't important, I apologize. I was wrong. It is important. And I'm super stoked to be using this Spike and Bloom mixture. Paul has also, on his website, he has a special code, Laura Loves. And if you type in the code, you'll get 20% off on your order of the mix. So there we have a super cute little cold hardy succulent arrangement. We've got a thriller, we've got the filler, we've got a little spiller, and you know, this needs to be treated the same as any other succulent arrangement. You water it the same, you allow the same amount of sunlight, but you just don't have to worry about it getting cold. With my soft succulent arrangement, I picked a classic Talavera pot because I don't think anything goes better than soft succulents and Talavera, which is a very subjective statement to make. You do you, right? Oh my gosh, this is pretty dirt.
So there's a succulent blend and a cactus blend?
Yes, Spike and Bloom also makes a cactus specific blend that we will mess with when we get back to San Diego because I didn't bring it up with me when we came. Okay, so up here at Mountain Crest, I've got some super cute kalanchoe, and this is called a tomentosa. I love this plant. Not only does it feel really great, but it's pretty tough. Now remember, the soft succulents you can't grow in freezing temperatures. And you're going to want to protect these plants from the hottest parts of the day too. Contrary to popular belief, succulents really do appreciate a little bit of shade. Now, if you've got, this is a Fred Ives, which is one of my faves too. You don't have to plant this in this giant soiling mass, okay? You can pull some of the soil off, as so. Why, Laura? Why are you pulling the soil off? Because I want there to be room for me to cram in a bunch of plants.
What's another option?
Another option to this would be to simply plant it as a cutting. But I don't need to because I ripped everything off and I've still got some roots going there, so bonus. But look at all the room I've got now. So I can put the Fred Ives right next to my tomentosa. This is a gorgeous little, did we decide this was a grapto, I think, right? A little graptivaria. Mountain Crest has a really nice selection of graptivaria, echeveria, pachyvarias, you name it. Lots and lots of sedums. This is a really fun little crassula. I love the stacking crassulas. These never really get that big for me, even in San Diego when I plant them in the ground. So they are a really, really fun one to put in a pot. See how that adds a lot of texture and color and interest? Oh, wow. This is a beautiful echeveria. This one was that red dragon balls or something.
I think you should pull the Fred Ives back and put that in front of it.
Yeah. This is so pretty. It almost presents like a Irish bouquet. But this one, because the Fred Ives is likely going to get a little stemmy or trunky, let's put this low grower right in front. How about that? Super cute. Then, for our spiller, something that I have never seen before in San Diego is a senecio called string of watermelons. Bigger and fatter and juicier than the string of pearls. And because it's fatter and juicier, it's probably also a little tougher, would be my guess. String of pearls is kind of precious, isn't it? A little delicate. Okay, so I'll pop in my spiller. And the idea is that this plant is going to spill over the edge of the pot. And then, you know, when you're done with the main planting and you're fairly happy with it, but you see a little flopping happening, you can, if you desire, take some tough cuttings like this sedum. This is just a Nespomeranian sedum, which is similar to the orange that we see, the sunsets that we see in San Diego. Oh yeah. So here it is without, and here it is with. So you will note also that I've combined rooted plants, semi-rooted plants, and cuttings in the same arrangement. Don't panic. It's okay. These plants are really, really tough, and as long as the soil does not stay wet, this little guy will not rot. He will harden off and then eventually throw out a new root system. Remember that succulents are the camels of the horticultural world. Even these little cold hardies store a lot of moisture in their stems, in their leaves, in their trunks. So if they can survive long periods of drought by utilizing the moisture inside, why do we need to pour a bunch of water on top? We don't. So let this go. Let this go for weeks. Again, as long as it gets a little bit of protection from the hottest part of the day, you're going to be golden. And when you see the leaves start to kind of shrivel up a little bit, or the plant starts to turn colors, maybe drop a little water on it. With a really high quality blend of soil, such as the Spike and Bloom, you know, you should have a recipe for tremendous success. I can't wait to see you all again when we get back to San Diego. We have some really big projects coming up. In the meantime, watch my reruns, get online, check out Spike and Bloom, check out Mountain Crest Gardens, maybe make some arrangements to fill your days while you're waiting for our return. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting from Northern California, Mountain Crest Gardens, and for Spike and Bloom. Bye, guys.